Hey folks, this is Ben Yessel. How's it going? Um, I wanted to make a quick video and just give a shout out to Skippy Bowl, or basically the um, LA Beast. um, so yeah, it's LA Beast. He is a really awesome guy, and I think the world of him and his channel and what he's doing. And he used to do eating contests, and how much, and he still does that sometimes, but I think he wants to go a different direction. I know he's been looking for different things that he wants to make videos on. I think he'll find it. There's a lot of things I think he can still do, but I think that it's the kind of the big guy stuff, big guy stuff. So maybe some sports related things, or kind of like maybe some kind of crazy stunt stuff, but nothing too dangerous. Just a variety of things like that, and maybe just some funny videos, variety, kind of more variety type thing. I think he could probably still do the eating contest, but I know that as he gets older, maybe he'll want to do that less and less. So, but no, Skippy Bowl. I think or the LA Beast. By all means, check his videos out. They're really fun. So I also, I wanted to mention also, this is kind of a different side to this, a different kind of thing. As I often talk about dreams, there are reasons why I like to talk about them. And there was a website that I kind of was a part of, or what I kind of read some of their stuff quite a while back. It's called Experience Project, and they had a lot of postings of dreams and things that people had, and everybody like commented on them and stuff. And so I put some of my dreams on there, and it was great. It was awesome. It was just kind of, but the only thing was it was kind of text. It's all just you wrote them down, and someone wrote back, and you never really got beyond that. YouTube has videos, so it's one of the biggest reasons why it's so much more personable and sort of thing. You can hear the inflections of someone, you see them, you can all that stuff, and so it's funny. I'm not really new to sharing things like dreams, but it's just that the for the people I know, at least at present, uh they don't dreams are something where I think people don't mind hearing them, but um at least again, for who I know at present in my life, there's not a lot of people that really are interested in that sort of thing. So I know there are people that are interested in that sort of thing, and so that's why I've opened it up to YouTube. Um, and I think that there's a lot of themes that are very common in dreams, but I've noticed, when I just had last night, I still do have a lot of college-related dreams, and they're not always about stress regarding assignments or tests, although that's the case at times. It's often more how I felt socially about people in college. And in this particular case, I was the dream revolved more around living off campus or on campus in some kind of it was some kind of not a dorm, but like it felt more like off campus. It felt more like a kind of big apartment complex or condo kind of complex or something, and with central buildings being places you could go eat some stuff or whatever. So maybe more kind of like a transition between dorm living and off-campus living. But I remember, yeah, but it was kind of just. Mm, I always wanted to have closer friendships, even when I was at BYU, which was one of the best times of my life. And it kind of stunk when you didn't have a whole lot of people that were nearby. I mean, actually, I always did, but I think it's just that this is a very common thing. I think when whether or not you're living on campus or off campus, or you're not in college, or just thinking back in college, it's a very common thing. I think to see people socializing, and you're like, hmm. And that was actually me on some level. Almost every time I had most of the time when I was eating, especially even at BYU, but also, other times and things. I never liked to eat by myself, especially when I was younger, and seeing other people socialize, and I felt lonely. That always stinks. It's maybe a little different now. It's not that big of a thing, really, but in a way, but it's kind of the state of mind you're in. Um, it's also, in addition to that kind of train of thought, it's also not really fun to see someone who's more attractive and you'd like to talk to him, but you're like trying to figure him out a little bit from a distance, and you're not sure what they think of you and all that stuff, and so the vibe you're trying to pick up on some kind of like, is this gonna just gonna work? Is it like, what and you stress about it more when you're younger. I think if you're older, I always look for wedding rings and stuff, if it's something like that, or if I just depends. It just depends. But it's like it's hard to break the ice with complete strangers. It always is, even if you're both going to the same college and stuff, or even it's always a hard thing to do. And um, at least for me, it's always been at least on some level kind of hard. So I don't know. I'm aware of that, and it comes back in my dreams. You know, and that's mainly what it was involving, aside from and just uh, uh, kind of the whole, I guess you'd say, architecture of the kind of places I lived in that respect, and kind of the dorm thing. And I did chat with people, or either roommates or near people nearby. Some of those kinds of thoughts are coming back, memories and everything, and um, yeah, I don't know. It's often a mixed emotion kind of thing. I've rarely had a time in my life when I've been completely socially happy. I'll put it that way. Maybe when I was a little boy. I mean, completely 100%. Like no whatever. And that's just, it's okay. It's not a big thing. Um, Whatever doesn't kill makes you stronger. Uh, but I can't. It's hard for me to also say with my life how it's been and look at someone else's life and how it's been. It's hard for me to do that because I can't really, you know, I don't really know. People don't always communicate how sad they've or lonely they've been, or how social and socially fulfilled they've been, or some other thing. It's hard for people to articulate that, and people don't often talk about that stuff anyway. So anyway, I wanted to mention that kind of stuff, and then I woke up. I was like, well, that's not a bad dream. It's just that, oh man, yeah, yeah. It's nice when you see. The thing is that when you're introverted and stuff, and you make friends when you're younger, on some level, and they like you and they're comfortable with you, and you're comfortable with them. It's just like, yeah, I mean, like, and you want to stick with them, even if they're not the most amazing person in the world. You still, as long as you get good vibes around them and they get good vibes around you, it's just like your security blanket. That's how introverts are a lot of times. And we don't always have a whole heck of a lot of friends, but we should make a heck of a lot more. But it's like then it's like there's less pressure to you know break the ice again all the time. So anyway, leave me thoughts and comments below. I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.